Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading for the full moon in Virgo. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details, and I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is a little bonus reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But the full moon in Virgo is an extremely powerful force that will affect us all energetically from the 7th of March. You may already be feeling that, especially since you are a very sensitive sign. There is definitely a shift happening at the moment. Now, this full moon takes place just when Saturn, the planet of hard work, tough love, hard facts, hard lessons, changes signs into Pisces. So expect to be extra sensitive and emotional. However, it makes us all very resilient. So it's not a force to be feared. It actually calls us out in order to help us change parts of our life that need transformation so that we can step into our power further. Also expect to be a little bit more focused on your health during this time, eating habits, sleeping patterns, exercise routines, and you may also feel a little bit more compelled to source natural products for nutritional value and alternative therapies, okay? Now, this full moon will see you become the best version of yourself with empathy, love, and release all those perfectionistic tendencies or that inner critical narrative that we all have from time to time as well. You know, this time is about loving all those parts of yourselves that you may have neglected due to a busy lifestyle, or if you're going through something emotional and you couldn't focus on yourself at this time, or even if you are someone who is a caregiver, or you know, you're someone who is a carer at home, you're looking after someone who's unwell, or you're looking after family members or children, you know, and you haven't had any time to find for yourself, this full moon will actually help you, you know, find an opportunity for some quiet time to rejuvenate and recharge your batteries. Also, this period will influence you to encourage you to declutter your home space, balance your finances, and be in the flow of natural organization, because of course it is a Virgo influence during this particular moon. So my beautiful Cancerians, you will be in the mode of doing, even though it won't feel like a chore. You're just getting a lot of stuff done, okay? So expect to be doing a little bit of DIY around the home space, maybe even, you know, gifting items that you have loved but have outgrown, so that you can pass them on to someone else who can love them equally as much as you. Now, also, you'll find time for quiet time, settling down to a good book, perhaps. Also, we do have Mars and Neptune clashing during this period, so you may have excess energy, as I can see that 8 of Flames right there for you, excess energy that you won't know how to channel it. You may feel a little bit, you know, supercharged and not know where to streamline that energy. But that Virgo influence from the full moon will actually help you to get organized and use it to your best advantage. Okay, so let me see what is going on here for you. I'm just going to close off those decks and get straight to it. Now, your first pile is basically how you're feeling and you know, what you're focused on at this time. Second pile here is the antagonist energy, so it's anything you're worried about, anything that perhaps has been excuse me, not working for you. And the final pile is how it's all going to work out. And I'm loving your final pile because you got Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of good luck, expansion, opportunity, and a better turn of events. Okay, so your first card here is Venus. Now we all know Venus is connected to the planet, well, it's the planet of love, or it's considered to be connected to love and beauty and creativity. So I feel during this full moon period, you're going to be focused on loving yourself a little bit harder. As I said, all those aspects of yourself that perhaps you've neglected, those projects that you wanted to do for you, if you wanted to be a little bit more creative and you haven't had time, you're definitely going to find time to be a little bit more productive in those areas. But it says love, beauty, romance, art, harmony, relationships, wealth, luxury, style, attraction, female energy, and indulgence. Now, male or female, this is not a gender specific reading. It's about the energy. And this card is an energy of reciprocity and receptivity. So it does mean that you are going to notice that people appreciate you a lot more during this period. You may even have a note or a message from somebody letting you know how much they love you, how much they care about you, and how much you are an asset in their life. Now, this could be a friend, could be a lover if you've got a partner, it could also be a child, or even people that you work with. This is really trying to see the world through loving eyes, even though the world is a very tumultuous place at the moment. You're trying to find beauty in the everyday, okay? Now, I definitely get a sense here of you how can I put that? You're trying to live a life of luxury, but more than that, it's not about aesthetics and it's not about finances for you. It's about where do you feel like you belong. It's more about where you feel that you fit in. Where is your sanctuary? Where is the place that you can call home? And I really get this sense of you, indulging in a little bit more me time and a little bit more, home time at the beginning of the full moon period. I feel around about the third week, you're going to feel influenced to get out there, be a little bit more social, connect to events or hobbies or even social gatherings, maybe even see friends. But at the beginning, you're going to feel a little bit more like a homebody, okay? And you're going to do a few little touches around the home space, as I said, decluttering. But some of you, if you are single and you're looking for love, I feel some of you are like in preparation mode, ready to meet the one, but you're not preparing or pampering yourself for someone else or to meet somebody else. You're doing it for you so you can feel like the best version of yourself. So you will indulge in foods that you really love, but because I can see with that fixed moon energy, and we've got the Fool card there and the Five of Feathers, I do see you cutting out food substances or things that perhaps don't make you feel so good, that make you feel bloated or lack of energy, or just make you feel, unfocused, big sugar hits and things like that. You may be reducing that or cutting it out during this time as well, because this card is all about you. This is about enjoying the finer things in life. So I really feel like you're looking at your home space and trying to create that energy. Also, you may be looking at your friendships in your life and seeing who's got your back, who you can trust, because I'm getting a real sense of you having this dreamy energy about you. But I feel for quite some time you may have felt that you've been on autopilot, or that you've been just like, same old day, just nothing changes. I just get this sense of you, going on like a wheel, almost like a hamster's wheel. You may feel that things are just nonstop and that you've had no time for yourself, or you're busy you're doing a lot of multitasking, and there's never enough time in the day for you to get everything done. And it just seems to be an extension of you trying to catch up with yourself, whether you're in a career or not, or you're working or not, or retired, or you're stay-at-home mom or dad, or whatever it is that you do, or even if you're in between jobs and you're trying to look for one. I get a sense of you being like, oh gosh, does it ever change? Or is it always going to be like this? Where can I find a little bit more fun, excitement, and movement in my life, okay? So I definitely see some change coming for you for the positive. I mean, look at your outcome here. We got Eight of Flames. We got the Daughter of Flames, which is the equivalent of the Queen of Wands. And of course, we have the Mother of Coins as well. So this indicates that you are someone who is very passionate, very sensual, but you always are thinking about other people. You're always thinking about the home space. You're always thinking about your family, your soul tribe. And that is wonderful. That is such a beautiful thing for you to do. You're very generous with your your time. You're very sympathetic. You have a lot of compassion for people, and you're very supportive of people as well. But they're indicating now is the time to reap that right back. You don't give your love, your care, and your devotion to get anything from anybody. You're just being the wonderful you with such a beautiful, pure heart. But now is the time for people to show you that they appreciate you. So you're going to actually see a bit of a turn of events, really, where people are asking you, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Or just to let you know, you're awesome. And if nobody's told you today, then I'm telling you today. But your guides want you to know that as well. Oh my gosh. I just realized the card because I'm just about to pick up the next card, right? Now, there's only one difference in what I wrote down, okay? So you can see there's birds flying in a row, okay? This keeps happening. I keep getting the image before the reading now. Sometimes I get it in the reading and then the card pops out, but I'm getting it just before I do a little meditation, 10 minutes of meditation before I check in with your energy and do the reading for you all, because I like to, I scry at the same time as doing the reading. So I need to check in with the energies before I can read for you all. And they showed me 3 birds. There's 4 in this picture. Okay, but they showed me 3 birds flying in a row. And I literally wrote it down here. I got lots of images here for you, but unless they show up for you, there's no way I'm going to show you the other images because I don't like to taint a reading. So let me just show you there. 3 birds flying in a row. Okay, that's what I wrote there. 3 birds flying in a row, okay? And I got a sense of what it meant, so I've written it there. But your first card is literally 4 birds flying in a row, okay? So 3 or 4, the image of birds flying is going to be very, very poignant for you, okay? So look out for imagery of birds flying. I mean, this can be that some of you are thinking about relocating. What I wrote down, I'll tell you here, it says reflecting on where you belong. That's definitely come up in your energy, your sense of independence, freedom, and sanctuary. Some of you may have children who are leaving home, they're leaving the nest, and you may be wrestling with that cycle of change. Some of you may also be dreaming of far off lands, and you may want to retire or relocate or even take a vacation. So, but I feel it's this sense of independence and also your calling or your true north. Okay, I'm just going to show you one more time. 3 birds flying in a row. Okay, so that was what came up in the scrying, the imagery. Okay, so I really feel this is something to look out for over the next 6 weeks. 3 birds flying in a row indicates there's a lot of abundance, a lot of prosperity, and a change for the better in your circumstances on its way. I even feel it's in the form of news because you've actually got the 8 of Wands, which basically means good news flowing on into you. Things will reach a climax, and there is movement, there is good stuff coming, okay? So you're being in the flow when you get that card. Things are starting to pick up for you. But anyway, let's get straight to the Mother of Feathers. The Mother of Feathers is the Queen of Swords, okay? So there's this energy of detachment. You may be trying to look really logical at the cycle of life, where you feel like you fit in, and the journey that you've taken so far. Also with this, I feel like you're being super honest with yourself. That Saturn energy is really making you feel quite direct about what you want and what you do not want, because you may have felt really frustrated in some areas of your life. There's something here also that you're wrestling with mentally. And I don't mean as in I feel like you have to make a decision, or something's been bugging you, something's been bothering you. So I feel like it's been on your mind. That's what I mean by something's been, annoying you mentally. I feel like you are thinking of lots of things. You got lots of things going on in your head about which direction to take, what opportunity to turn down, which tasks you need to do first. I really get a sense that you are multitasking, or you've got a lot on your plate right now, and it's in terms of the mind, okay? So I feel like your beautiful mind, which is like a supercomputer, and that will be influenced as well heavily by the full moon in Virgo, because it makes us all a little bit heady. But with the Mother of Flames there, this is really about you like having a plan and strategizing of what you want. So you're a little bit more in your head than usual during this period, okay? I feel like you're getting clarity of purpose, you're setting your intentions, and you're aligning yourself with what it is you desire. I feel like you're also being super honest with yourself and letting go of any how can I put that? Letting go of any like fantasy, or, I feel like if there's something you want, you're going after it. You're not just going to fantasize about it and think about it, you're actually going to do it. You're going to action it. And you've got this sense of purpose about you. You know what you want to do, but I feel like you're going inwards for answers. Now, also the Queen of Swords, you are super independent. You are someone who is very self-sufficient. You don't need anybody, but because you are a water element and you're very deep in your emotions, you crave to connect to your soul tribe and you merge with them, okay? So your family or your soul tribe, your home is an extension of you, and you don't let everybody in easily. You are very discerning about the company that you keep. So I really feel you are looking at trying to find balance in your world. And I feel some of you have been asking the universe for something in particular, a prayer or, some sort of opportunity. You've been asking for guidance on something. Perhaps some of you have been asking to see which direction you should be taking. Over the full moon, you're going to get clear insight. They're really pointing at the eye there for me. So I feel like you're going to get the answers you seek, but these are answers that are already within you and they will come to your mind, okay? Also with the Queen of Swords, now don't shoot the messenger when I say this. The full moon may make you feel a little bit snappy, okay? A little bit abrupt, because you do not suffer fools easily, okay? You're the sort of person you feel life is too short. Even though you've got a lot of compassion, if someone is not helping themselves, or if someone is, how can I put that? If you feel someone's always take, or pushing your buttons, there's going to be a breaking point, and you're like, I'm done. I can't do that. So I feel there's some element of detachment in your life with some situation because you're going off grid a little bit to really think about it before you cut it out. Okay, because as I said, you are a sign of attachment. So when you merge with a situation or a person that you love, it's very difficult for you to let go of that situation, even when things are not going so well. But there is a breaking point. So if someone has been very rude to you or someone has been taking your kindness for weakness, I definitely see you processing those emotions and actually finding it easier to detach from those situations. Okay, but ultimately, I feel like you're seeking independence. You're trying to turn your back to the past, and during this full moon period, you're allowing yourself clarity of foresight to bring in a brighter future, to try and change your circumstances for the better. Okay. Now also we have the Son of Coins. The Son of Coins is the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles. So you are someone who always makes the effort. You make the effort for everything. And you've been applying yourself in a steady fashion to friendships, to work scenarios, to community events. And you may feel that sometimes you're always on the outside looking in. No matter how much effort you make in situations, you may always feel like somehow you are not connecting, or people misunderstand you, or undervalue you in some way. And you're going to be really looking at areas in your life where you feel that perhaps those dynamics have occurred in your life, where you have experienced someone who has underestimated you, and you are going to process and release those feelings because they no longer have power over you. Okay, Son of Coins is also a card of hard work. You are a hard worker, whether you're retired or not. I feel like you have always put the effort in, and this indicates as well that your commitment to prosperity, or the first tangible signs of something that you've been nurturing to fruition, is going to show up for you sooner than you think. They're indicating here that you're always a doer. Okay, if you say you're going to do something, you absolutely do it. Now these readings, they're a little bit different from the usual love readings or career readings or monthlies. This is about how you operate in the world, who you are, and your sense of direction, shall we say. Now, I feel like with the Son of Coins there, this is you kind of, beginning something new, or you are trying to start something new. So it could be that some of you are thinking about retirement. Some of you may even be thinking about, if you are retired, you may be thinking about relocating or buying property abroad so that you can, settle elsewhere and emigrate. Some of you may be even thinking about setting up a new business, or, learning a new craft or a new skill that can help you bring in more money. Some of you may even be setting up something very creative on the side, and try and be in business mode so that you can make sure that financially you are in a very safe and secure position, which I see you being in, okay? Whatever it is that you are trying that is new, that you're coming out of your comfort zone with, I feel like you're being realistic about it. You've got a plan, you're sticking to the plan, it's going to take off and it's going to be very successful, okay? It will bring in a lot more money. I do see some of you really trying to figure out how to do something from home, okay? Because the Mother of Pentacles, again, male or female, not a gender specific reading, it's about the focus in the home space, okay? And also it tends to be the Queen of Abundance. So this is about you being very savvy with your finances, being very conservative, having a very strict financial budget, and of course you're going to treat yourself to a little something that you're fancy, but I really feel you're looking at world events and seeing that things are going to get a little bit tight. We can all see that, but I see that being reflected in your reading, where you're trying to find ways, or you're paying attention to ways where you can conserve your finances, conserve your energy, and make life work on your terms rather than you always having to catch up, okay? Now, if you have been feeling a little bit lost or a little bit, shall we say, a little bit on autopilot, because they were showing me an image a moment ago, but then it went away when I mentioned autopilot, and I couldn't quite clearly see what it was, but it's coming back again, and they're showing me a barcode, okay? A barcode. So this can mean a barcode, that's very precise. It could literally mean that you are listening to this reading and you picked up a packet of something and you looked at the barcode. But I feel spiritually it means maintaining individuality when the whole world, or, some part of your world is trying to label you, and you're trying to remain in that sense of independence. So it can mean, for example, that you've got a certain path that you want to follow, and your family members or someone that doesn't support you, or can't see your vision the way that you can see it. I feel like you are maintaining that sense of individuality, and you will prove to yourself that you were right, and by extension those other people will be proven wrong, because I don't feel like you're going out to prove anybody wrong or right. I feel like you're doing this for you, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Also, the barcode could mean that you are on autopilot and you want to get back in touch with parts of yourself that you feel like you've lost. As we mature, we shed parts of ourselves that are not relevant at that time, but some of you may want to return to aspects of yourself, like the good old days, going out, having fun. If you feel that life has got a little bit too serious, because the Queen of Swords is a very serious energy. So I feel, you are trying to find your place in the world, especially after like a major pandemic where we've all gone through a major trauma. So I feel on a, deep level that you are finding your place and you're grounding again, because the Queen of Swords is like an air element. It's like, although it's direct, it can be like a little bit more heady. And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is to be, grounded, to remain in a sense of belonging. So I feel like you are, finding your place, finding security in your world, and I actually see that you are protected and redirected should there be anything going on in your world that has been difficult. Now we've got staying power, inflexibility, stuck, stand firm, stubborn, patience needed, power of concentration, not backing down, and strong-willed. And you are all of those things. We are all of those things, okay? Especially being a water element. I know it says fixed moon there, but this is an indication that, you are someone who has staying power. You've got the gift of endurance, and you are someone also who has incredible concentration, but you may have felt a little bit scattered, or you may have felt a little bit low energy, lack of motivation recently, or you may have felt that you've been running on empty because you've got lots going on, especially if you're trying to figure something out, because we've got the Five of Feathers there, which is the equivalent of the Five of Swords. So something may have, as I said, been bugging you. It's been on your mind, and it's been mentally taxing for you, and it's time to take a rest. So you may have been someone who's been experiencing a few headaches or migraines, or even like an eye ache, eye strain. I would say, if you're worried about it, definitely go and check it out with your practitioner, your doctor. I'm not medically trained, but if you're worried about it, go and check it out, okay? It can also be that you're trying to look at stress management levels over the full moon period, just to sort of limit the amount of of tension that perhaps you've been going through recently, because I do feel like you have had a lot on there. With this card in this position, you may have even had some sort of disagreement with somebody, or someone has been a little bit unkind to you in some way, and there's been a little bit of a butting heads energy going on there. I feel there will be an olive branch between you and this person. I don't see you extending this olive branch, because I feel like you've done this many times before, whoever this person is, but I do feel that this person will actually extend the olive branch, and I feel there can be a resolution should you want one. Okay, I mean, this could be in your family unit, it could be a friend, falling out with a friend, or it could be someone at work or in your community. But I feel like, because they're giving me the word, let bygones be bygones. So I feel there is some sort of resolution that occurs in this situation. Now, we do have the Five of Feathers. The Five of Feathers in this position is actually very positive, because it actually means there's going to be peace after trouble, or peace after a test. You're passing a test of some sort, okay? Now, with the Five of Feathers, it can also mean that you caught someone trying to, you know, be unkind, or you caught someone doing something. So I'm just going to pull a card on that Five of Feathers. They are giving me another energy, and I will discuss that. I'm getting about 30% energy of Cancerians out there feeling that someone has been doing something that they shouldn't have been doing. We got the Empress there, energy. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Six of Wands. It could be that you feel someone does not celebrate your success, and you've caught them out on not really supporting you. Or it could be someone at your work who has an eye on the prize. This person's feeling pretty fed up in their world. They're feeling pretty low about themselves, and as a result, they're seeing your success, or they're seeing you blossom, and your beauty and your attractiveness. If you're male or female, again, it doesn't matter. They're looking at you, and they think that you've got it all. Okay, so this person is really fed up with themselves, and they're not also willing to help themselves. They're not willing to help their circumstances, and I feel you have been willing to help this situation many times. Okay, you've been very caring, you've been very abundant. I mean, this could even be a child. Okay, it doesn't have to be. It can be that you are a parent, and you know, you've done your best to love and nurture this person, and you know, you want the best for this person, but still it's not good enough. Okay, I'm really getting a sense there that will find a resolution, so it's not to be worried about. I feel like there's a maturity thing that's going on, and eventually it will come to fruition in a positive way. Also, what I'm getting here is with the Five of Feathers and the Fool card, as you've matured, you may have, how can I put that? You may have. Now, I'm going to put it in a certain way, because when we're younger, we always feel like we're not enough. You know, we're trying really hard. The pressure is on. We may feel we lack certain things. There is an inner narrative that plays in the background sometimes, and it's not healthy. We've all got a positive one, but we've all got a bit of a negative one as well. So there may have been moments in your life where you have experienced negative self-talk, okay? And I feel with this Five of Feathers, as you start to mature, as you start to, you know, realize that actually you are awesome, and that inner voice is there to stop you or prevent you from being the great person that you are. And I feel like you're starting to learn that actually you should give yourself credit in a lot of areas of your life, because you have been very strong. You've had a very difficult path. But when you were younger, I feel like, you know, you may have been very critical of yourself. Let's put it that way. They're actually showing me that also, I'm getting another thing as well. Also, they're showing me that now this may have been when you were younger, or maybe just in general. I can't pick up that energy, but I'll give you what I'm getting. You may have been disappointed in love before, and you may feel that if you have not got someone in love right now, you may feel very like very independent. You don't need anybody, but you may yearn for love. You may have been thinking you're getting older, that as you get older, you may feel like you're becoming invisible, or that people don't see you anymore. And you're like, hey, I'm here. You know, I am lovable. I'm an awesome person. And you absolutely are, my beautiful Cancerians. And I want you to be aware that there is someone here who sees that in you. But most importantly, I feel over this full moon period, you are seeing this in you, okay? As you mature, you're loving those parts of yourself that perhaps you have not loved, okay? But you're preparing the way for someone new to come on in. So even if, for example, you're in a love relationship and you're feeling a little bit cut off or a little bit on the outsides right now, I feel like you will deepen your connection with your person. And yes, they will see you for who you are, and they will understand. There is going to be a greater understanding there too, okay? Now, if you've gone through a very difficult period in life where someone, doesn't matter when, it could be like, it could have been yesterday, it could have been when you were a teenager, you could have been bullied, it could have been when you were a child. If there was some sort of trauma or some sort of, wound that is, it plays over in your mind, or some sort of traumatic event that you've experienced in your life. Firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. It's very, very difficult to resolve these things within ourselves, okay? And sometimes we may never, as humans, resolve these things. Some things are unfixable, shall we say, but they are manageable, okay? If you've ever gone through something hugely traumatic, which, I guess a majority of people have in various degrees, it's about how you manage how it has affected you. So I definitely see here that you are looking at your inner child. You're loving that inner child a little bit more, because we've got the Fool card, which represents, youthful energy, young energy, our inner child, and we've got the Five of Feathers there. So there is some sort of mark or wounding from when you were younger that may come up briefly during this period, because full moons bring up unprocessed emotions, or bring us up to some fears or doubts about ourselves. But I feel like you are becoming empowered because of it. Also, I see a lot of you opening yourself up to a new adventure. Could be a new hobby, or a new event in the community, or even a new set of friends, maybe even new soul tribe member joining. I definitely see with the Fool card that you are someone who is about to embark on a new path that will be quite exciting. It's a new beginning, whether it's you relocating, or whether it is you deciding to change the way you approach a situation that has been difficult. I really feel it gives you a breath of fresh air, and it helps you be very direct about the things that you're hoping to accomplish, okay? Thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. My guides also want me to remind you that 3 birds, or birds flying, often represents hope, prosperity, and good luck, okay? Freedom, passion, and they're trying to give me something else. Freedom, passion, and assertiveness. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. And assertiveness in life, to listen to your inner compass and be guided by that. So they're still not done with the 3 birds energy. Now, if I remember rightly, I feel like 3 birds came up in a reading, maybe last year or the year before. It may have been for your sign. So I'm going to have to look back on that and see, but I feel it's going to be something that's very important. Now, your final card of your overarching energy is Jupiter, which means a lucky turn of events. Things are getting better for you. So if you've been wondering, does it get better? Does things get easier? I mean, the answer is kind of yes and no, because life, of course, is about ups and downs. I'm not going to lie to you. We all go through difficult periods, and it's about how we navigate those difficult periods. But what I can tell you is that there is much better good stuff to come, okay? There's going to be some lucky breaks for you. Things are working out exactly the way that you hope for. And if you're taking a leap of faith, or a gamble, or a risk in some area of your life, you're not just doing it, in a very frivolous way. I feel like you are very cautious, especially since you got the Queen of Swords there. This is something that is a calculated risk. This is something that you've thought over for a long time. Whatever it is, it's going to be very successful, okay? It says there, luck, abundance, growth, success, fulfillment, happiness, travel, chance, foreign affairs, optimism, and exploration. So I definitely see you coming out of your comfort zone. Some of you, as I said, will feel compelled to take travel or relocate in some way. I'm definitely picking that up. As soon as I pick up the 8 of Wands, excuse me, well, it's the Eight of Flames, but it's the equivalent. They're giving me a song, very famous song. The song is Enya's Orinoco Flow, okay, which is of course about water. So that's wonderful. And again, I feel like that came up about 3 years ago or even 2 years ago in one of the readings, maybe even for your sign. But they're giving me a specific line from it, okay? And that line, I'm just going to connect to it now. Carry me to lands I've never been. Okay, so it's carry me to lands I've never been. They're not giving me anything more. They're not giving me the famous Orinoco Flow chorus or anything like that. They're just giving me that sentence, okay? So again, it could be that you're dreaming of far-off lands, whether it's for a vacation or you're trying to relocate. I really get a sense of, you know, you recognizing that the world is a difficult place right now and that you are going through some difficulties yourself and you are dreaming of, you know, better times. Well, thoughts become things, so it's so important that you've got a Queen of Swords there, because what you can see in the mind, you can have in the hand. So really think about that. And also the words that you use to describe yourself or the words that you describe your surroundings, they are prophecies, okay? So basically, what you speak, you become. What you think, you become. So it's really important with that Five of Swords to address any, you know, negative self-talk, because if you say things like, oh gosh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have thought that, then actually your body, it's earwigging, it's eavesdropping on what you're saying, what your mind is saying, and you start to become a lot more clumsier, or you start to become what you think about. So it's so important to, of course, we can't always be happy and positive all the time, but we can correct those moments where we say something that's negative about ourselves. Remember, you are unique, and that is your superpower, and you are awesome. You have got all the resources you need within you to be whatever you want to be. Of course, circumstances can sometimes be against us, but I feel you are someone who is very intelligent, and you know, you put the effort in, and things are changing. Lady Luck is on your side at the moment, and will be right up until Jupiter actually retrogrades towards the end of the year there. So I feel like there's a positive shift for you. Also, they're really highlighting the polka dots in this person's attire, their clothing. Polka dots in tarot tends to mean, you know, to go out and have fun or embrace your inner child and, you know, try to find the happiness of the everyday moment. Sometimes it's difficult. It's easier said than done. I absolutely know. You know, we've just recently heard well, we just recently found out that incredible friend, I find it hard to talk about, I'm even stuttering about it, an incredible friend just passed away, and it's taken us all by surprise. It's completely shocked us, and you know, life is unfair, you know, but it's about navigating those things and learning through those experiences to try and live in the moment, and you know, realize that, experience the moment, try to be happy in the moment, and try your best every day. That's what I'm getting from this situation myself, okay? Now, we've got the Eight of Flames there, which does mean that there is awesome news coming your way. Eight of Wands is a card of excitement, things picking up pace, travel, also transformation. So I do feel like there is an inner transformation where suddenly you're going to feel much more motivated, much more passion for your circumstances and your surroundings. And I definitely see that, you know, you're right on target. They literally got a bow and arrow right there. So I feel like you have what it takes to endure, go the distance, and get the object of your desire, whatever that is, whether that is love, whether that's career, whether that's opportunity, whether that's travel. I definitely see your focus, because you're super focused during this time, and you're going to accomplish it, okay? Also, they're showing me how precise and talented you are, how gifted you are at what you do. You're very creative, and you come up with wonderful solutions that other people would never even think about. So they want you to give yourself credit for who you are. Now, Mother of Coins is someone who is basically very loving, very caring, someone who, I mean, again, it's not a gender-specific reading, but this card, the energy that's coming from this card is really about attracting more abundance, making sure you're building a life of comfort. This is a card of domesticity, so you may be protecting the home space, protecting the finances that you've already worked really hard for. I mean, you're being very savvy, so I feel some of you may be moving your finances around, making sure they're not in too, you know, establishments that are connected. Should there ever be an economic fluctuation, you don't want them to be linked because you're not insured for both. So I feel like you're being very clever about your circumstances to be ready should there ever be any changes. Also, the Mother of Coins energy is a card of working from home, looking after your children, or if you're a carer, looking after a parent or a guardian, and really being conservative about how you spend your finances, but also wanting to like eat good foods, want to live off the land. Some of you may even have a plan to live off the land and move to the country, for example. You'll definitely feel compelled to connect more to nature during this period as well, okay? Now, the Queen of Pentacles energy tends to attract wealth and is grounded in a plan. Everything that you have planned and that you have strategized, you're going to see that your goals are starting to flourish. They're starting to happen. They're starting to slot into place. And I also feel that if you are looking for people to help you, I definitely see that there is an opportunity for you to partner up with people who really care about you. There is one person in particular that I feel sometimes is a little bit detached, a little bit cold, very direct and abrupt, this person, but actually they really appreciate you. They may not say it much, but they do. And I feel like they may surprise you in the next 6 weeks by telling you, actually, they really appreciate your presence in their life and all that you do, okay? Now, we've also got the Daughter of Flames, and that's the equivalent of the Knight of Wands. This is an energy of you being powered up, having a lot of energy. As I said, you're going to have like this, pent up energy where you may feel you don't know how to channel your energy, but I feel like you channel it into the home space, but also into wanting to travel or wanting to, go overseas. Even if you're taking quick trips to another state or just to a friend out of town, I definitely get a sense of you being on the move. Also, this is a card of dreaming boldly and allowing yourself to go after your passions because you are capable of accomplishing them. Any goals you've got, I feel like you're starting what you finish, and sorry, let me get that right. You're finishing what you start, and I also get a sense from this card that you are an unstoppable force. Trust yourself. Trust your visions. You are magnetic at this time, okay? I also get a sense some of you may be trying to pick up exercise routines during this month, whether you're joining the gym. Maybe you didn't join at the beginning of the year, but you're doing it now. Or if you've lapsed, you're going back, you're trying to get back on track. I definitely see a lot of you dancing. Okay, even if you're like, I can't afford the gym, I feel like you're going to put on some music and you're going to dance in your home space. And I feel like you're going to, really just increase your vibrations just by connecting to your favorite song, and it just helps you manifest a lot quicker as well. So I definitely see that for you. Financially, I feel like you're in a very secure position. Okay, so if any of you are worried about finances, you've gone from the Son of Coins to the Mother of Coins, so that's an increase in finances there for you. Some of you may be setting up a new business or starting something new. Some of you, as I said, it may be something from home, entrepreneurship. I definitely see you doing something that you're passionate about that will bring in finances. And if you're retired and, for example, you may be looking at your 401ks or your retirement plan, and you may be thinking, okay, there's been a little bit of an increase, but you may have felt it's not as much as you'd hoped for, or you may feel that you don't have enough funds to have an enjoyable retirement. They are indicating here that there is a talent that you have not tapped into. It's something creative, so it's not going to feel like work. It's something creative that you have as a skill, and they're showing me that you are going to do something like that. It's from home, is what they're showing me, or it could be from home, or it could be from like a community center, but it's something artistic, something you're really good at, and you will have money coming on in. I mean, some of you may go into real estate as well, and find that works for you, but I'm really getting a sense of you being very creative with something and it taking off the ground and bringing in more finances. Okay, but we've got Puffin partnership, so this is a card of connecting to others and really thinking about your soul tribe. It says here, accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will always give you the best results, okay? So again, that's about you checking in with who you feel has got your back, who supports you in your endeavors, and who you can trust, really, is what's coming through there. Also, for those of you who are looking for love, I don't care how old you are, you're going to find love if you're vibing at that frequency. And you've got Venus there, which indicates you are actually attracting your heart's desire at this time. So this is a really great time to get out there, meet somebody new, or put yourself out there on a dating app if you're feeling a little bit shy. So I definitely see it being very, very positive for you. Also, we've got Cat, independence. And it says, you are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. Okay, so that's probably where your barcode came up there. Not wanting to follow the crowd. You have a sense of individuality. You are independent. And you sometimes, because I really feel, you know, sometimes you may feel like you're on the outside looking in, but that's a really good position to be in, because that means you're not going to, you know, you're not going to be a sheep. You're not going to follow the crowd. You're not going to fall for everything. You're someone who is very intuitive. You're someone who can see the undercurrent of what you can see in front of you. So you don't take everything at face value. You're someone who is very intuitive and instinctive, excuse me, and I feel, you know, honor those gifts that you've been given, and it will help you throughout life, okay? I feel like you will be developing these things over the full moon period to an even deeper level. Now, I'm just going to go and get a trinket for you. I do apologize. I have a little bit extra asthma today. It's been a little bit intense, so we have the butterfly there for you. So this is again about transformation, about spreading your wings and becoming. Okay, so this is a big transition period for you. I always say about the butterfly, you know, the caterpillar goes into the chrysalis and it dissolves. It doesn't just go in there into the chrysalis and has a snooze and wakes up with some wings and is this beautiful butterfly. It actually dissolves its sense of self, its form. So sometimes when we're feeling lost, it's because we're on the precipice of change. We're about to become what we were always meant to be. So sometimes, you know, I don't like to call it being lost. I like to call it I'm wandering, okay? Because that means you're about to discover something about yourself. So enjoy your discovery period, and I will leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians. Love and light.